writer by Prateek. I have taken the live acoustic sessions as a reference for tabbing it out. Okay, so we'll be starting with the capo on the 6th fret and the B7 shape. Alright, so that is your 2nd fret of the A string, open D string, your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and open B string. And you'll be plucking those strings which are A, D, G and B, right? So you'll be plucking them in this manner, right? Followed by a hammer on the 1st fret of the B string. So alright, followed by the open D string and the 1st fret of the B string, alright? And after that you'll be playing the 2nd fret of the G string, open D string and 2nd fret of the G string. So that is right, right. Next you move your middle finger to the 2nd fret of the E string, or you can use your thumb, whichever you prefer, and your 1st finger will be on the 1st fret of the D string, and you'll be plucking those strings, the E string, the D string, 2nd fret of the G string and open B string. So right, and after that you'll be playing the 2nd fret of the G string, the 1st fret of the D string and open G string, right? So next you'll be moving to the C shape and you'll be plucking the A string, D string, G string and the B string, alright? So followed by your open G string, 2nd fret of the D string and open G string. So and followed by the 3rd fret of the E string. So next you'll play this, alright, which is basically your hammer on from the open fret to the 2nd fret on the D string, followed by your open G string and the 2nd fret of the D string. So next we'll be moving to the 1st bar again, which is this, alright, and after this you'll be moving on to this, the 2nd bar, but instead of playing the open B string, you'll be playing the 2nd fret of the high E string. So right, after playing the high E string you'll be playing the open B, 2nd fret of the G and open high E, right? So next you'll be moving on to C, but instead of playing the open the 1st fret of the B, you'll be playing the 3rd fret of the high E string. So, alright, so it's alright, and followed by what you played earlier. So that's open B, open G string, 2nd fret of the D string and open G string. So followed by your G, 3rd fret of your E string. Next you'll be doing a hammer on the D string on the 2nd fret, like you did before, right? Hammer on the D string on the 2nd fret, followed by your open G string, 2nd fret of the D string, and this time you'll do a hammer on the A string as well on the 2nd fret. So okay, so it's right. After you've played the intro, you'll be moving on to the verses, which is quite similar to what you played in the intro, just little variations here and there. Okay, so we start with what you played in the first bar. So that is right. When you move to the second bar, only be playing the second fret of the E string, followed by the open B string, G string, and the D string. So right. So and the rest of the rest will be similar to what you played in the intro. So it's right. So that's similar to what you played in the intro. And after you've played that, you'll be playing this. Right after you play the intro, you'll be playing this. Right. So that's basically a hammer on the second fret of the A string, second fret of the D string, so open fret of the G string, and B string, G string, and the D string. So right after you played the bars from the intro, when you move on to I Could Have Been Another Friend, or I Could Pretend, and that you'll be playing this. Right, so after you go to the G, right, so you'll be playing as the tabs are displayed on the screen. Right, so and after that you'll be moving on to this shape. Alright, so what he plays is this is basically your D, but you'll be playing D over A. So your it's basically your C shape, just move 2 frets higher. And what he does is you can use your ring finger to play the 5th fret of the E string. So that'll be an A over here. So right, and you'll be using your pinky to play the 5th fret of the A string. So that forms your D. Alright, so it's after that you'll be playing this. Right, so after you've played the first verse, you'll be moving on to palm muted strummings of the chords C over G, G, and your D over A. So those are basically the same shapes as your usual C chord and the D over here, but instead of using your ring finger to play the 3rd fret of the A string or the 5th fret of the D string, you will now be using it to play the 3rd fret of the E string and the 5th fret of the E string, and you'll be using your pinky to play the 3rd and the 5th on the A string. So it's basically this and over here. Right, so the progressions are C and followed by your G. After that your C over G again, and you'll move on to your D over A, and then you'll do a strum from the bottom. So it's right. After this you'll be moving on to it's Red as Wine, which is you'll be using the progression G. Right, it's basically your palm muting the strings and then you're strumming it. Right, you'll be using this part of your hand to place it over here, and then you find a sweet spot where it sounds good, and then you'll be strumming it. So it's right. You can hear him doing this little variations in the middle, which is basically just hammer-ons on the 2nd fret of the D string, and sometimes on the A strings also. So you can include that if you want to. So it's basically G, E minor, G, E minor. This is your C over G, and finally your D over A. All right, so that's how you strum. So it's basically just palm muting, and that's it. This particular verse, in other live version, I've seen him pluck the strings instead of just strumming them palm muted. So how he plucks them is like this. The progression is like similar as before. It's G, E minor, and your C over A, C over G. All right. So how he plucks them is, sorry. Alright, the tabs on the screen is just basically simple plucking, so we can follow them. Alright, after you've played that, you move on to the first verse again, but instead of plucking the strings, you'll be strumming them. So I'm showing you how he strums it, how he strums those bars, and that will basically be it. And the rest of the song, these parts are repeated. So I'll be playing it for you slowly and you can follow along. So it's alright, that completes the tutorial. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, you can leave them down below.